Relationships can be beautiful, fulfilling, and transformative, but they can also become toxic, exhausting, or stagnant over time. Recognizing when a relationship is over can be challenging, especially when strong emotions or shared history are involved. However, there are clear signs that indicate it may be time to let go and move on for your well being and growth. When communication becomes strained, superficial, or non existent, it's often a red flag. If you and your partner avoid discussing feelings, regularly misinterpret each other, or argue about the same issues without resolution, it indicates a deeper disconnect. When these patterns persist despite efforts to improve, it's a sign the foundation of the relationship may be crumbling. You might feel like you're talking to a wall or walking on eggshells, afraid to share your thoughts because it leads to conflict or indifference. Feeling valued and cared for is essential in any romantic relationship. If your partner no longer makes an effort to support or prioritize you, it can lead to feelings of neglect and resentment. This neglect often manifests as forgetting important dates, dismissing your feelings, or making minimal effort in spending quality time together. Over time, you may feel like a burden instead of an equal partner. If you constantly plan dates, initiate conversations, or make compromises while your partner gives little in return, it might mean they're emotionally checked out. Physical intimacy is a vital way couples express love, trust, and attraction. A consistent decline in affection, whether through sex, hugs, or small gestures like hand holding, can indicate that the relationship has lost its spark. While external factors like stress or medical issues can temporarily impact intimacy, prolonged disinterest or avoidance in physical connection often reflects deeper emotional distance. If you feel like roommates instead of lovers and attempts to reignite intimacy are ignored or rejected, it may signal the end. Healthy relationships allow for constructive criticism that helps both partners grow. However, if the communication becomes dominated by harsh criticism, sarcasm, or disdain, it erodes trust and love. Contempt is especially damaging. It can manifest as name-calling, mocking, rolling eyes, or dismissing your partner's opinions and values. Once contempt enters a relationship, it's difficult to repair unless both parties commit to significant change. Conversations that are no longer constructive but filled with insults, blame, or hurtful remarks are a clear indication of a relationship in trouble. It's normal to wonder about different paths in life occasionally, but if you frequently fantasize about being single, dating someone else, or living a life free from your partner, it may be a sign you've emotionally moved on. When your daydreams about life without them feel like a relief rather than a loss, it's a clear indication that you no longer see them as a meaningful part of your future. You might even find yourself secretly planning a life that doesn't involve your partner, such as moving to a new city or starting fresh without their knowledge. Trust is the cornerstone of any successful relationship. When trust is consistently violated, whether through infidelity, lies, or broken promises, it's difficult to rebuild the foundation of the relationship. If you find yourself unable to believe your partner's words, checking their phone, or feeling paranoid about their actions, the relationship has likely reached an unhealthy state. Despite apologies and promises to change, you may be unable to shake the feeling of betrayal or doubt. Over time, people grow and evolve, and sometimes that growth leads partners in different directions. If your life goals, values, or priorities no longer align, it can create a wedge that feels insurmountable. For example, one partner may want children while the other does not, or one may prioritize career growth while the other values a simpler lifestyle. These differences, if irreconcilable, can signal the end of a relationship. You might find yourselves arguing about the same life decisions like where to live, how to spend money, or whether to start a family with no compromise in sight. Love should be the primary reason for staying in a relationship, but when obligation, guilt, or fear of change take its place, it's a sign the relationship has run its course. Staying together for the sake of children, financial dependence, or fear of hurting your partner often leads to resentment and unhappiness in the long run. If you're no longer happy, but you convince yourself to stay because breaking up feels too complicated or painful, it's time to reflect on your true feelings. Emotional intimacy is the glue that holds relationships together. When you no longer feel a connection with your partner, whether through shared experiences, deep conversations, or mutual support, the relationship begins to feel empty. This disconnection often happens gradually, but when you realize you no longer feel understood or cared for, it's a clear indication that love has faded. You might go through the motions of daily life without sharing your inner thoughts, feelings, or dreams with your partner. Relationships require effort, compromise, and commitment from both people. When one or both partners stop trying, whether by ignoring issues, refusing to communicate, or avoiding quality time, the relationship begins to deteriorate. This lack of effort often signals that one or both parties have emotionally checked out and are no longer invested in making the relationship work. Date nights, surprises, or acts of appreciation that once came naturally now feel forced or non existent. Recognizing these signs can be painful, but they are an essential step toward making informed decisions about your relationship. If several of these signs resonate with your experience, it may be time to reflect on your feelings, communicate openly with your partner, or seek professional counseling to determine whether the relationship is salvageable. If you conclude that your relationship is over, consider these tips for ending it with compassion and respect. Be honest and clearly express your feelings and reasons for ending the relationship without blame or hostility. Choose the right time and place to have the conversation privately, in person, and when you're both calm. Set boundaries for how you'll navigate post breakup communication, especially if you share responsibilities or mutual friends. Seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist to help you process the breakup and move forward. Finally, prioritize self care and allow yourself time to grieve, reflect, and heal before jumping into another relationship.